Hi, good evening. How are you all? Well, today I am sitting in my office and out of somewhere I am pondering about what inspires a designer or the fraternity of design and how our mindsets work. And I feel this is very important for our existing clients, new clients, and all the people who are seeking to know about design to understand what a designer's mindset is all about. So while I was penning down, I was just thinking on a light note that what inspires a designer. I think the major share of the pointer is given to the urge of crafting something new, an unusual element, something that is not very easily interpreted by a casual thought process. It gives you a wow factor, gives you that's the high that a designer gets. If you probably just use a cutting chai glass for making it like a glass vase, that's what people will come, oh, a glass vase in a cutting chai glass style with some it's a wedding season, it's February, so probably like genda fool coming up in a cutting glass chai. So that's kind of inspiration that we designers get. I am talking about design as a wholesome element and a wholesome world, because it is definitely an instinct that a designer has. So after I talk about the urge, it's that inborn impulse that takes the other major part of this particular inspiration story. So there is an inborn impulse in designers which motivates them or resonates in them and tells them deep inside that, you know what, this is going to work well. You must take this risk. This particular element mix matched with this probably will give this kind of a new look and feel. So I feel we all are blessed. Everybody has different abilities, whether it's a fashion designer, shoe designer, jewelry designer. We here as interior designers have a lot of scope to experiment in spaces, and that's why you see so many styles existing in the world, whether it's bohemian, whether it's contemporary, it's traditional, Chinese, like Scandinavian, Japandi. So these all things exist because people have experimented their thought processes. So coming back to the inspiration of a designer, as I pen down, so one more aspect that is very crucial is traveling, exploring, learning, researching, collaborating. These aspects also very much influence the mindset of a designer. You travel, you see something, you want to interpret it in your thought process and see where you can fit that. I remember when I was studying a long back, but when I was studying, I was so inspired by the Egyptian civilization, and as we used to study history of design, that I wanted to actually at that time create Egyptian pharaoh sitting like a couch, and I'm sure a lot of people must have done a lot of experimentation in this style also. But I'm telling you how, things when you see, explore, when you read books, when you do research, your mind starts running to new ideas. And the other thing is the power of implementing your ideation. So one is thinking, creating, thinking. So thinking and dreaming is one part, and then actualizing your ideation and creating something and implementing it in a space or in a product, in itself is very gratifying. You feel elated when something that you've thought is crafted and there in front of you. You just feel that, oh wow, that came into my small brain and that budded there and then became a flower like that. So I feel these things have to be trusted. The clients have to trust the designer's instinct, because that motivates for the risk-taking ability of a designer to take the risk and create something wonderful. But trust is important, because that will motivate your designer to give you a solution which is unseen or which is very different and definitely suits your requirements. I feel that we will build up a very strong relationship of a designer and a client once we trust each other and understand that not everything can be picked up from online inspirations or social media we can definitely take design references. 16 years before, I think Google was not as effective. We didn't have Pinterest, we didn't have so many social media portals which we have today for reference. It's good for the client to understand what he or she needs, but we need to know where to limit ourselves and understand that we cannot totally copy and paste those things. We can take inspiration and craft something which is again very functional, aesthetic, and unique to the kind of intended design solution that we need. I hope this was helpful. Keep following us on our YouTube channels and Instagram pages, and we love to share more concepts. I think we are in February and now we're moving on to March. So we will further be discussing with you how spring can add more vibrance and bring more happiness in your lifestyle and spaces. Thanks, stay tuned.